Energy doesn't lie. And right now, it's screaming. You're not just walking into another week. You're stepping into a cosmic initiation, one that doesn't care about your plans, your excuses, or how comfortable you've gotten pretending everything's fine. This energy, it doesn't knock. It arrives. And it sees everything, especially the parts of you you've tried to keep hidden, the wounds you've numbed, the truths you've delayed, the cycles you said you broke but keep repeating when no one's watching. And what's coming next? It's not asking for permission. It's already in motion. Imagine standing on a pressure plate. One shift, one step, and the ground beneath you starts to tremble, to push, to move. That's this week. Subtle shifts with massive impact. If you're not paying attention, it may feel like emotional chaos, but if you are, it becomes your portal, a passage through discomfort into clarity, through pressure into purpose. And no, that's not fluffy talk. There are real cosmic triggers setting this off. Lunar magnetism, planetary alignments, biological shifts syncing with astronomical ones. This isn't spiritual guesswork. It's energy in motion, reflected in your nervous system, your relationships, your reactions. There's something in the sky this week that doesn't just light up the night. It strips away illusions. It doesn't expose you to embarrass you. It exposes you to free you, but only if you're willing to see what's really there. Because the energy that's building, it's here to wake you up. And for the wiser ones, the ones who sense they're here for more, this isn't danger. It's invitation. The universe isn't trying to break you. It's trying to build you, smarter, sharper, stronger. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your emotions have been unpredictable, why your body has felt off, and why this week, of all weeks, could mark the moment your past stops running your present. But only if you choose to stay with it. So if you feel this shift already, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, and stay with me, because what's coming next in this video isn't just important, it's timed, and you were shown this for a reason. Chapter 1. May 7th to 9th, the emotional wiring gets hot. From May 7th to May 9th, the emotional temperature rises. And no, it's not in your head, it's written in the sky. This stretch of time is what we call the setup phase, and if you're feeling emotionally confused, drained, triggered, or strangely nostalgic for people and feelings you thought you were over, don't brush it off. This isn't just life being weird, it's planetary alignment at work. The universe doesn't just push you, it prepares you. And right now, it's laying the groundwork for a massive energetic test, one that's going to demand your awareness. Let's break it down with the facts. On May 7th, Venus, the planet that governs love, pleasure, connection, and how we feel valued, steps into the cosmic spotlight. But she's not dancing alone. She's sitting between Neptune, the master of illusion and fantasy, and Saturn, the enforcer of karmic reality and structure. Think of it like this. Neptune hands you rose-colored glasses. Saturn rips them off. And Venus, she's caught in the middle, trying to figure out if she's falling in love, making progress, or just deluding herself for comfort. This tension is why, during this time, you might find yourself questioning the very things that used to feel stable. Your relationships, your self-worth, your desires. You might crave connection one second and retreat the next. You may even get hit by a wave of emotional clarity that feels more like confusion. That's not weakness. That's Venus squeezed between a dream and a demand. It's not asking you to panic. It's asking you to get real. Neptune whispers, "Wouldn't it be nice if everything just worked out magically?" Saturn snaps back, "Only if you've earned it." Venus says, "Okay, But what do I really want? This push-pull creates emotional static. You may suddenly feel vulnerable, reactive, or unsure where you stand with someone, or even with yourself. You're not broken, you're just being recalibrated. And while this is happening, there's more. The moon is swelling. It's in its waxing gibbous phase, and if you've ever felt like your emotions were building toward something, but you didn't know what, this is that energy. Gibbous moons are emotional amplifiers. They don't start the storm, but they turn the volume up. Everything feels a little louder, a little sharper. That quiet frustration. It wants to yell. That old insecurity. It suddenly wants to be heard. And if you're not grounded, you might act on it impulsively. But if you are grounded, you can use this moment to identify the pattern before it becomes another reaction. Now let's talk about the sky literally throwing sparks, because yes, it is. The Eta Aquariid meteor shower is active right now, peaking just days before and still visible in the early mornings. It's not just beautiful, it's symbolic. Ancient cultures saw meteors as divine messages, portals, omens, and while modern science calls them space debris, spiritually, these are streaks of energy slicing through darkness. They're a visual cue from the universe. Hey, you're more powerful than you think. Wake up. So what happens when emotional static meets energetic sparks? You get this week. The universe throws a cosmic rave, and your emotions show up first. But they forget to bring logic to the party. That's why your heart might feel like it's racing ahead of your head. Why you want to reach out to someone, then feel sick about it 2 minutes later. Why everything seems like it means something, even if you can't explain what. It's not a mistake, it's activation. You're being emotionally lit up to see what's still unresolved, what's still reactive, and what needs a decision, not to punish you, to prepare you, because something bigger is coming, something that's going to demand that you don't just feel, but that you choose. So stay with this, breathe through it, laugh at the chaos when you need to, but don't run. Because if you can ride the waves from May 7th to 9th with awareness, you'll already be ahead of most people still wondering why they're spinning. You've been given the map. And in the next part of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happens when Mercury shifts into grounding gear, and why that might be the break your mind needs before the emotional fire gets hotter. Keep watching. It's about to get real. Chapter 2, May 10th, Mercury enters Taurus. Your mind slows on purpose. May 10th marks a shift you might not see coming, but you'll definitely feel it. Mercury, the planet of thought, speech, communication, and mental speed, leaves the fast-talking fire of Aries and steps into the slow, steady earth of Taurus. And the moment it does, everything upstairs, your thoughts, your words, your decisions, starts to feel like it's moving through molasses. You might catch yourself pausing mid-sentence, losing your train of thought, or taking longer to decide something that usually feels simple. And if you don't know what's happening, you might panic. You might think, why am I suddenly so slow? What's wrong with me? But here's the truth. Your brain's not broken. It's recalibrating. Mercury in Taurus isn't mental failure. It's mental focus. The universe just slammed your internal brakes, not to punish you, but to stop you from speeding past your own truth. See, Aries Mercury is quick, sometimes too quick. It sparks ideas, but it doesn't always finish them. It speaks first, processes later. But Taurus slows the whole process down. It wants the facts. It wants the feeling behind the thought. It doesn't care how fast you move, it cares how real the outcome is. So, if you've been racing through life on autopilot, Mercury in Taurus pulls you over and says, let's do this again. but with intention this time. Yes, the challenge is patience. You'll want things to move faster. You'll want instant answers, instant clarity, instant peace. But the gift of this shift is that it teaches you to trust the pause. Because in that pause, that's where wisdom lives. This is a chance to clean up your thinking, to speak slower but mean more, to make fewer decisions, but better ones. And most importantly, it's a cosmic reminder that clarity doesn't always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from doing less, but doing it with purpose. Wiser minds don't rush the message, they ground it. And by staying present during this mental slowdown, you're becoming one of those minds. Stay with me, because what's coming next isn't slow at all. In fact, it's about to ignite. Chapter 3. May 11th. The moon blocks, the star of war, Antares. Imagine the moon, the ancient symbol of your soul, your subconscious, your emotional truth, gliding across the sky and momentarily eclipsing one of the most powerful stars in the universe. Antares. That's not poetic license. That's what's happening on May 11th. And it's no minor event. Antares is the heart of the Scorpion, a fiery red supergiant that ancient astrologers associated with war, power, intensity, and ego. It doesn't just shine, it burns. And when the moon passes in front of it, something symbolic is triggered. Your emotions temporarily black out the battlefield. You're being asked to pause, to notice the war within before you react to the battles outside. So ask yourself, what war am I still fighting in my own mind? And more importantly, is it even my war to begin with? Old grudges, bruised pride, control issues, inner battles you thought you buried. Don't be surprised if they surge to the surface today. And they won't always come in big, obvious explosions. Sometimes they arrive as a sharp comment, a weird tension in the room, or a mood that hits you for no reason. But here's the truth. You're not failing. You're surfacing. The shadow comes up because it's ready to be seen. So yes, you may feel triggered. Yes, things may feel a bit fiery, even confrontational. But that's not a bad thing. That's your emotional compass recalibrating. And remember, only the strongest souls are called to witness this kind of cosmic alignment. You weren't shown this by accident. If you're feeling it, that means you're being chosen to transform through it. So breathe deep, hold your center, and don't fear the fire. It's how the universe forges the unbreakable. Chapter 4. May 12th. Full moon in Scorpio. This is the part that changes you, if you let it. On May 12th, the sky doesn't just light up, it reveals. A full moon in Scorpio rises, and with it comes the kind of emotional power most people avoid their entire lives. But you were guided here for a reason. Because you're not meant to avoid it. You're meant to rise through it. Let's break this down. Scorpio energy doesn't deal in surface-level noise. It lives in the shadows, in the unspoken pain, the hidden truth, the deep cravings and deeper fears. It's the sign of transformation, but not the cute kind. Think death and rebirth, shedding the skin, confronting the parts of yourself you'd rather keep buried. Now combine that with the full moon, which represents culmination, exposure, emotional clarity, and decision. When the full moon moves through Scorpio, it becomes a spotlight on your shadow, and not to shame you, but to free you. This is where the wound speaks, where the trigger activates, but also where the breakthrough waits. For some, this will feel like emotional war. Old traumas might come up. Patterns in love, control, jealousy, fear of abandonment. They'll surface, demanding your attention. For others, this full moon might feel like a deep exhale, like clarity after chaos. Often, it's both. Here's the key. Don't run. Don't distract yourself. Don't numb it out. Track what you feel. Feelings don't rise like this without reason. This full moon doesn't come to punish you. It comes to purify you, to burn off the emotional armor that no longer fits. This isn't a breakdown, it's a burning off. The parts of you that were never real, the fear-based decisions, the masks, the survival patterns, they're being removed. And yes, it might sting, it might feel raw, but what comes after? That's liberation, that's power. So if you write anything down this week, make it this: my emotions are not here to destroy me, they're here to awaken me. Drop that in the comments if you're ready to release what's not you and step into who you're finally ready to become. Chapter 5. May 13th. Emotional Hangover Day. The fire fades, but the ash still speaks. That's the energy of May 13th, the day after the full moon in Scorpio. The emotional inferno has passed, but now you're standing in the smoke, breathing in the aftermath. And it hits differently for everyone. You might wake up feeling numb, or strangely light, or like you've just cried out your insides in a dream you can't quite remember. Some of you will feel emotionally hungover, tired, slow, spaced out. Others might feel mentally sharp, like a bolt of clarity has struck you out of nowhere. Either way, this isn't a glitch. It's integration. The body doesn't just snap back after a purge like that. The soul doesn't just move on after burning off layers. You're still in the process. You're not done. You're becoming. That's why May 13th might feel offbeat, like your nervous system is still catching up to the emotional truth your spirit already accepted. So here's what matters today. Don't rush to be okay. Don't force clarity, peace, or progress. Let it arrive, slowly, quietly. This is not the day to overshare, overthink, or overextend. The smartest thing you can do on May 13th: listen more than you speak. Feel more than you analyze. Let your body finish what the moon started. Drink water, take walks, sleep a little longer if your soul needs it. Let silence do the talking. The universe isn't testing you today, it's holding you, giving you space to reflect, to settle, to root in everything you just let go of. Trust that even in the quiet, something powerful is still shifting, and in that stillness, you'll hear the next step whispering your name. Chapter 6. May 14th. The revelation returns. May 14th isn't just a date, it's a checkpoint. A cosmic moment where the moon circles back to Antares, the same battlefield star it eclipsed just days ago. But this time, it doesn't block it, it reveals it. What was hidden is now seen. What you ignored is now undeniable. And the universe isn't screaming anymore, it's whispering. And the question is, are you finally ready to listen? Think of May 14th as the second test. But it's not chaotic like the first. It's quieter, subtler, and that makes it more dangerous, because this time the choice is yours. No triggers to blame, no storm to hide in, just you, your awareness, and the energy you've been carrying all along. What did you learn from the fire? What patterns did you break or fall right back into? What did you choose to face? And what did you pretend wasn't there? This isn't punishment. This is repetition with purpose. Because the universe will keep circling you back to the same lesson until you pass it. Not because you're weak, but because you're powerful. And power needs to be refined, sharpened, forged through fire, and sealed through choice. This is the moment where your awareness becomes your weapon, not your feelings, not your impulses, but your ability to pause, see, and respond differently. Some people will feel the same pull they felt earlier this week, to react, to chase, to prove. But not you, because if you've made it this far, You're not just someone going through this energy. You're someone rising because of it. You've been burned, exposed, emptied, and still, you're here. Smarter, sharper, stronger. So when this energy returns, don't repeat. Respond. Don't panic. Practice presence. You already saw the war inside you. Now you get to decide how you move forward without it. This is your epilogue, but it's also your entrance into a new chapter, one that isn't ruled by old triggers or ego-driven battles, but by choice, real, conscious, elevated choice. If you hear nothing else, hear this. The lesson is only complete when you live it differently. May 14th is your chance to prove you finally got it. So as we come to the end of this powerful week, remember, none of this is random. Every emotion, every trigger, every shift you felt was part of a greater plan to wake you up, not wear you down. The universe isn't against you, it's preparing you. And if you made it this far, that means you're ready. Ready to move different, choose different, be different. So if this hits something deep, show the universe you're tuned in. Drop the number 77 in the comments, hit like, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. This isn't over, it's only just beginning.